Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Busy Season Skincare for Beauty Pros. I'm Julia. I will be your host today, Julia from Booksy, and we are excited to present this webinar in participation with our education partners, Illinois Beauty CEU. And of course, this webinar would not be possible without our amazing educator and guest, Mercedes Valencia. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm very excited to be here today and just talk all things skincare, good energy, and how we can, take care of ourselves through this busy season.
Absolutely. And we are so excited to have you here. We hope that this becomes a really useful educational reference for beauty pros of all types. So Mercedes, for everyone who's here attending, hello, Celicia. For everyone who's here attending, Mercedes is also known as the Unicorn Goddess on Instagram. So I am going to grab her Instagram link and I'm going to drop it in the chat where all of the links that I give you today will still exist after the webinar. So you don't have to go chase them now. But while I do that, Mercedes, will you just tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do, why we should be so stoked to have you here today.
So, first, I am a mother. I am a person that was brought here on earth, I feel like, to make people feel good and to just add value to those around me. I came into the skincare world because of my own skin issues. I've had very sensitive skin. I just had a lot of skin issues and nothing on the market helped me. So I just created something for my own needs and it turned into great skin that people just couldn't stop asking me about it. And during the pandemic, as a Reiki master, I wanted to try to put out good content to make people feel good during the time, and people loved that content, but they continuously kept asking me what it is that I do for my skin. Once I shared that I made my own products, from there, one thing led to another, and I now have caused me to evolve my career into an esthetician, where it gives me another way that I can share my energy with the Reiki stuff, where I can now continue to just spread my love onto people's skin. And I'm all things skincare, and I just love sharing all of that with as many people as I can.
Love that. That is absolutely awesome. I am going to put us at the same spot right now. Mercedes' camera will be back up in just a moment, everyone. But as a quick reminder, for this webinar, we are very excited that during this webinar, we are going to have a really great giveaway, y'all. We are going to be doing a giveaway of some of Mercedes' Goddess products. So we will have a Goddess elixir, a body butter, and a body scrub, which have a retail value of $95. And the way that you will be eligible to win this giveaway is to be paying attention during this webinar, and we will ask a question. Towards the end, we will be asking a question to all of you, and based on whomever gets that question right first will be the winner of the giveaway. Mercedes, can you hear me? We have lost your bandwidth at the moment, it says.
I can hear you perfectly. Can you hear me?
I can, yes. Okay. So everyone, give me just a moment. I am going to mess with this and see what we can do so that we can get Mercedes' beautiful face back up to join us. So let's see if this makes a difference. Okay, there you are. Hello.
Okay, great.
Okay, so Mercedes, I've just told everyone about the giveaway that we are going to be doing later on, but I believe that you have a special activity that you like to do in the beginning of a virtual conversation like this to get everyone on the same page. So if you want to come a little bit closer to the camera, and then I will give it to you to take it away.
Yes. So this is something that I feel like is just very useful for us to connect with this session, but also it's something that you can always come back to anytime, so that you can just kind of like just refocus and just shift your energy back internally so that you can do the best that you can with everyone around you. So if everyone could just close your eyes for a brief moment with me, just becoming present with your breath and your heart center. And I just want you to envision some clean, loving energy, almost a ball of white light just above your head. And this can really be whatever you need it to be. If you're busy throughout your day and you just need some energy, you need some clarity, some focus, whatever it is that you need, Just envision that into some energy right above your head. And just draw that energy in through your crown, going behind your eyes, caressing the back of your neck, through your throat space, into your heart. And envision that energy within your heart splitting into two and riding along through your shoulders, down through each of your arms, into the palms of your hand. And just observing any sensations that you may be feeling in the palms of your hand. And just set a small affirmation for yourself within your space. You can say, I am beautiful, I am love, I am present. And so it is. You can gently open your eyes in your own time. Now you have some great energy running through the palms of your hands. So you can use that with your clients. You can use that for yourself, for your skincare, for your kids, for your friends, whatever it is. It's just always a nice way to bring it back.
Beautiful. I love that. I am feeling focused and ready.
Yes. And now we're all connected because we're all kind of just, on a nice vibe.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, so as a reminder for everyone attending today's webinar, if you have any questions for Mercedes as we go, if she says something and you're like, ooh, that was really interesting. Wait, no, I missed. You can drop that right in the chat. You can drop your questions right in the chat and I will feed them over to Mercedes as we go. But so Mercedes, the topic overall for today's webinar is busy season skincare. So, for some of us, that means that our days are chock full of we've got appointments back to back and that. And for some people, the busy season, it's really just that awareness of, oh God, I'm busy. Like you said, I've got work, I've got kids, I've got this, that, and the other thing. How do I even manage my sanity, myself, and much less any sort of healthy skincare routine? So let's talk about what that looks like and what are some really great actionable tips that we can take away, each of us, from this today and really find some value and some growth.
Yeah, I think one of the most important things is that, like, when you look good, you feel good, and the better you feel, the better that you can perform. Your skin is the very first thing that people see. So taking some time to have a routine in the morning and in the evening for your skincare it's obviously going to be great for you. It's going to make you look good, and it's going to just have that good energy for you when you're performing with your clients, because you look well put together. And it's really not that difficult to have a good skincare routine. There's so much information out there. Don't overcomplicate things. Like a very quick routine that I could just share with you is, in the morning, you definitely want to cleanse. We've talked about double cleansing. I'm sure a lot of you have heard about that. We can use that more for the nighttime routine. It's maybe not as necessary in the morning because you might not have as much time to work with, but you definitely want to start out with a cleanse. You definitely want to tone. Toning is there's a lot of misconception around it. It's very important to tone your skin because that's what's going to balance the pH of your skin. So then that way, any products that you use afterwards, it's going to make sure that it's more effective. So again, don't overcomplicate things. A great skin toner could be something as great as natural grape water. There's many products on there. I personally love the grape water as well because it tones, it sets your makeup. And it's also great for you to keep close by for you throughout the day to refreshen up your look and to, again, rebalance your pH throughout the day, which is a great way to do skincare throughout the day. And then after that would definitely be to moisturize your skin. Of course, during the day, as a skincare professional, I'm going to tell you, you have to use SPF every single day. If you don't want to do the moisturizer, maybe you can do a sunscreen that's a moisturizer all in one. But it's very important. It doesn't matter if you're indoors all day. It doesn't matter if your blinds are closed. If the sun's out, you need sunscreen on your skin. Like you got to do it. It's very important. But it doesn't have to be too complicated. Just doing those couple of things is going to make your makeup look better, whether you decide to wear makeup or not. But your skin's going to look really nice and fresh and hydrated. Some ingredients that you want to maybe look for during this time of year is hyaluronic acid to make sure that you keep that moisture in there. A great face oil. I love face oils. This is like what I do. A great face oil is enough to cover all of the moisture that you'll need throughout the day. And that's pretty much it. You can do that in the morning, and then that'll ensure that your skin's ready to take on the day. Throughout the day, like I was mentioning, you can use that grape water so that you can refresh it up, and just kind of just like take that second. I also think it's really important that when you're doing your skincare routine, take that time, like while you're looking at yourself in the mirror, don't just like rush through putting on all the products and just like without like intention. Like really take that time, wash your face, wash away anything that's not going to serve you throughout the day. Have that intention. Look at yourself with loving eyes. When you're applying your moisturizer, don't just, go through it. Like take the time, feel the different parts of your skin. Give yourself a little facial massage. That's going to help with, lymphatic drainage and making sure it is nice and supple. Do it with intention. And then that, like I was saying, that grapeseed water throughout the day, that could be another time where in between clients, in between whatever it is that you're doing, just taking that, as you're spraying it, just be present with yourself, deep breath. Think about your skin. Where your attention goes is where your energy goes. So think about your skin as you're doing it.
Absolutely. So something that we heard from several people as we were getting ready for this webinar was that conversation around oiliness and the struggle there. So I just want to bring that up, and can we talk about that, because you're specifically saying use a face oil. Oil. It's good for your pH. Well, I mean, my T-zone is like, it is not dry. It is the opposite of dry. So how does that, talk to us about that?
Yeah, there's a lot of also just not great education around thinking that because you use oil, it's not good for acneic skin, it's not good for oily skin, when in reality, it'll help to balance it. It's just like when you're using an oil for your double cleanse, you think that you don't want to wash your face with oil, but in reality, that helps to break down all of the oil that you have on your face. And you're never going to make your skin more oily by using the correct oil. So if you have something with great products, it's actually going to help to balance you so that your barrier isn't compromised, to make sure that you're getting the nutrients that you need.
Perfect. And then because this webinar is geared not just at estheticians, but at the entire beauty industry, what does that mean, double cleanse? Can you just take us through that?
Yes.
Is it literally just using Face OA twice?
No. So actually, I'm so happy you asked. So a good double cleanse, the first cleanse is going to be oil-based. That's what's going to help. When you first rub that on, you're going to rub it onto your skin while it's still dry. Your hands should still be dry. And that oil base in the cleanse is going to help to break down your sunscreen, any dirt, debris, anything that's could be hurting your skin is going to help to break that down. Once you add some water to it, it emulsifies. And so then that's what's going to help to wipe it off. That's not going to leave your skin over dried. It's going to leave your barrier in contact. And then you want to follow with a gentle cleanser afterwards where it's more water-based. And then that's going to make sure that you're literally removing everything from your skin, so that, again, once you go in to do the products afterwards, you're going to have a nice clean canvas so that your products, the ingredients that are in there, can penetrate deeper, and so that you're not allowing more dirt and debris to get into your hair follicle, which is what we call the pores.
Brilliant. Excellent.
So also going into your evening routine. So now that we talked about double cleanse, this is where you can take a little bit more time. Another thing is, try not to do your skincare the minute that you're getting ready to go to bed. It shouldn't be. I'd like to not do it the very last thing, because then it kind of takes the fun away from it, and then you're rushing away from it, or then that's when you end up skipping it because you're tired. But if you think about it more like your nighttime routine, I know a lot of us are guilty of that, but you don't want to go to sleep in your makeup. It's the worst thing that you can do. If you just think about it like your skincare is a part of your nighttime routine, like as you start to wind down, so that you can also enjoy the feeling of your skin feeling really cleansed. Maybe you've done a mask, maybe you've done whatever active ingredient you're doing for that evening with whatever your routine is, but not doing it the minute before you go to sleep. So then that way you can take your time. I would say like a good nighttime routine for me is about like 10 to 15 minutes. If I'm really getting fancy with it, then maybe like 30 minutes if I want to do a mask or something like that. But that's really more for once a week. But just taking that time at the end of the day where you're, a good way to think about it is in the morning you're preparing for the day. So you're preparing your skin, and then at night you're repairing. So you're repairing anything that might have gone out throughout the day, right? Any sun damage, any harsh chemicals that you've been around, if you've been, doing a lot of, especially with, I know that it's not for just providers, but a lot of us in here are providers. So when you're doing nails and you're doing hair, there's a lot of chemicals that you're exposed to. If you're wearing a mask throughout the day, then you want to just kind of repair all of that. So then that's a good segue to talk about doing something like a cycling routine is great, where you're using one different active ingredient. Please do not use more than one active ingredient in the night. I know that there's so many great products out there and you kind of want to try all of these different things, but you need to give your skin time to acclimate to whatever it is that you're working with. So you don't want to overdo it. If you're working with retinol, do the retinol one time for that one night. That's your one active ingredient. Do not combine it with a lactic acid. And instead, just do one active ingredient one night, and then the next night you can try another one. And then make sure you take breaks in between until your skin is used to it, and then you can do what makes the most sense to you.
Okay, that's brilliant. And you and I have discussed this in the past, but let's go a little bit deeper, because this is a huge trend on TikTok and on socials right now, this cycling of routines.
Yes.
So I would love to know two things from you. One, let's go a little bit more in depth onto your recommendations for what people might consider if they want to cycle a routine. Yep. And then two, say I'm going to try a new product. I've been using vitamin C and I'm going to go to retinol for a minute, and I'm not going to get my eyebrows waxed while I'm using retinol. Just right. But that was a fun thing to learn. But so I'm going to switch to this new product. How long should I commit to using that new product before? So let's start there. When you switch to a new product, how long should you be committing to it to see if there's a difference? And then let's talk more in depth about cycling in general.
I would say that a good 3 months is realistic to make sure that you're really getting the true benefit of it. Especially like you think about something like retinol, which is great. Retinol, it has so many great advantages, but it's also, it could be a little harsh on the skin depending on who you are. So you need to get used to it. So a good rule would be when you're first starting out with retinol, do it once a night one night a week for the first month, then 2 nights a week for the second month, 3 nights a week for the third month. And then if your skin is able to do it, then maybe you could switch off to every other night or even every night if that's like your one thing that you're going to go to. But I would recommend that you would have a couple different active ingredients that you're working with. Like I love going between retinol and lactic acid because the retinol helps with like the fine lines. It's going to help me look younger, but then the lactic acid is going to just help to remove those dead skin cells so that it's almost like a mini facial overnight so that you're waking up to nice glowy skin. So then I can give you an example. So let's say one Sunday night is your mask night. That's what you're doing. You're not going to do other active ingredients. Then Monday would be retinol. Then maybe Tuesday's a break. Then Wednesday's lactic acid. Then going back to maybe a break after that, and then continuing on like that. So then going back to a mask, retinol, lactic acid.
Brilliant. Love that. That's very like clear and actionable. So follow-up question for you, just since this got touched on about retinol, obviously there's things that, in that sort of, you don't know until you know, there's things that we need to ask clients about depending on what we're doing. So anyone who's doing any sort of waxing, retinol is an important thing. Are there other things that you would want everyone here to know? Like with retinol, make sure that you don't XYZ. With lactic acid, you should maybe avoid ABC.
So yes, for sure. You would never want to use an LED light with an active ingredient. So I know there's a lot of devices out right now and they're great, They're fantastic, but you don't want to put retinol on and then put the LED mask on or something like that, because it's going to be very damaging. Anytime you're using any type of active ingredients, you need to be extremely diligent about wearing sunscreen and not just putting it on once in the day. This means reapplying throughout the day. There's no point in using these products if you're not going to do the proper protocol afterwards, because then what's going to happen is you're wasting your money and you're probably going to cause more damage to your skin than you started off with. So sunscreen is huge. It's huge. And try to stick with one product. Even if you're using retinol, like stick with one brand before you just jump around to other ones. And this might be a little controversial and this might be just opinion, but I believe that you should kind of try to stick with one group of a brand for products instead of having one of all these different things, because sometimes a lot of the brands have different products that work well with one another. And so then if you're having some sort of reaction or you're not getting the results that you need, it's going to be really hard to pinpoint what is it that's not working, because you're using different products that have different fillers from different companies. So it's really simplicity is the way to start. Don't try to do too much, and then just keep on adding, and your skin will kind of let you know where to go from there.
Brilliant. Absolutely. That makes sense. And then, so you just called out something very important, and you had mentioned it earlier too. So let's highlight it. This using sunscreen and using it multiple times a day, whether or not you are actively outside in the sun all the time. So how does that mesh with doing something like that oil that you were talking about, like doing a grapeseed oil? So would somebody be doing sunscreen and then oil? How would they just be alternating times? Talk to us about that.
So it's grapeseed water, and then that's more. No, that's okay, and that's more of like a toning. That works great to kind of like freshen up the skin and kind of like rehydrate it. Sunscreen it's your protection. That's the best way to think about it. You just have to find the sunscreen that works for you, and once you do, it makes it very easy, and you want to keep reapplying it. Whether that's a spray, whether that's a mineral powder, whether it's a moisturizer, it just depends on if you're wearing makeup throughout the day. Maybe you don't want to you're not going to do that because you're going to mess up your makeup. So then it would be a great idea to have a sunscreen in spray form so that you can just reapply that way. If you are someone that tends to like more of the matte look with your might be great. And can you hear me still?
There we go. I lost you for just a moment, but there, now I can hear you.
I can see you. Okay.
Perfect. Mercedes is going to go out and come back in, everyone, and we will get that connection reestablished. But as a reminder, aside from the fact that you can put any of your burning skincare questions into the chat, hopefully you're not actually burning. In that case, we would recommend going and seeing a physician instead. But don't forget that you can follow Mercedes, aka the Unicorn Goddess, on Instagram, and also make sure that you're paying attention, taking mental notes, because relatively shortly now we are going to be doing a product giveaway of some of Mercedes' best products, some really cool stuff. Hello, welcome back.
Hi, sorry about that. I guess the internet just cut off, but we're back.
That is all right. That's all right. Actually, let's take this moment since we've just had a short break. So we heard a bit about you in the very beginning, but tell us where you're located. Tell us a little bit about your shop, because this is really cool.
Thank you. So I'm located in Lake Mary, Florida. So I started with my skincare line doing that all online, and now I get to like work with people in person again, which is my favorite. I have a whole bunch of instruments. I'm a sound bath facilitator. My natural want is to help others heal, and skincare is just a beautiful way to kind of tie that all together. So I'm very much on the holistic side. I respect science, and I think it has its own place. There's some great aesthetic nurses out there that do some amazing work, and I think that they have their place, and I feel like it's also good to have some of those natural remedies in there. So that's where I come in. I love anything that has to do with oxygen. I think that that's all for the skin. But my facials are awesome. My facials are really, and I'm not saying that in a conceited way. It's more because it's really all about you. Like when you come in through my door, like that's your time to have your skin loved on, get some ingredients on there, get a great treatment, and then also just reconnecting with yourself. So I just love to have that opportunity to do that with people. I make all my skincare here in-house in my studio. And yeah, so I just love to love on other people's skin. It's my favorite thing in the world.
And so I'll just tell everyone here that if you do want to see more of Mercedes' space and sort of what she gets up to when she's not here having education conversations with us, do check out her Instagram. She's got some really cool content there. And actually, I want to yeah, of course, it's true. But I want to take this moment and pivot, because one of a piece of video content that we got to use and really enjoy in preparation for this webinar was you just working on several people's faces, and there are these beautiful close-ups and it's male and female faces. And so let's pivot for a moment and let's talk about male-centered skincare, because you know, skincare is really, it's having its moment in the light, but there's still kind of that all this that you've talked about, doing a double cleanse in the evening, using a toner like grapeseed water, using a serum with that non-active ingredient. Are these female skin centered things? Are they like, what should I be thinking about this if I'm male?
I think men need, and I don't even think that men need to get more on board. I think it's just naturally happening. I think I've just seen it happen where it's like when a guy goes to get a pedicure for the first time, they're kind of like a little maybe shy about it. And then once they go, it changes their life. And they're like, how did I live without it? You know, men deserve to have beautiful skin. They deserve to get their beards, whether if they have the beards. It's also a huge part of the facial, which they really enjoy. Their beard comes out glistening. It helps to take care of that that's underneath the hair, which is really important. I feel like so much focus just goes on to the actual hair, but there's skin under there that needs a lot of love. I've seen it so many times where people buy the products and the husband or the boyfriend goes to try it, and next thing you know, they are stealing it from them and they're just taking it. So I love it. I love to see guys taking care of their skin, and I'm here for it. The only is to just keep in mind when you're using certain products for the males out there. When you're using products, keep in mind that you do have different skin underneath your beard, but there's so many great products out there, and most facial treatments will be able to accommodate for that. But everything else goes. Your skin needs all the love it can get. So.
Okay, so that's great to hear. So any skin that has facial care on it still needs that same attention and care and love. The products might differ a little bit, but that's still important.
But not by much. Yeah.
Brilliant. Excellent. So I'm going to take this brief pause to just let everyone know about some upcoming educational events, and then we'll come back in. But I just want to let everyone know, of course, I always let you know during our webinars about upcoming educational events. So I'm going to drop a link in the chat for where you can find all of our upcoming Booksy education webinars. And if you are watching this after the fact on YouTube, you will see this link down in the description on the YouTube video as well. But I want to let everyone know about something very exciting that has just been announced, because Booksy has officially just announced a very exciting partnership with Keratin Complex. We are incredibly excited. So for everyone who is in our hair community or remotely connected to it, we are very excited, because new partnerships equal new education, which means that on November 14, and I'm over here reading it so I get everyone's names exactly right for you, but on November 14, Keratin Complex Director of Education Paul Daubert and educator Deandra Pierce will be joining Booksy Education live on Monday, November 14 for a special webinar in celebration of the new Keratin Complex and Booksy partnership, providing specialized free education on the Keratin Express Blowout, or EBO, system, and how you can use it in conjunction with Booksy's add-on features in order to really provide a great experience of your clients and make yourself more discoverable as well. So I am going to drop that link in the chat right now. And don't worry, you'll be seeing this on our Instagram. You'll be seeing it on our socials. You'll be seeing it on our website and everywhere. But I did just want to let everyone know about this. And if you are a current Booksy provider, there is a special offer coming your way. And if you are not yet a Booksy provider, do make sure that you check this out, because there is a special offer that you are eligible for as well. So that's all that I'll say on that right now, because that's not the focus of today's event. But I did just want to let everyone know to stay tuned.
That's really cool, though.
It's exciting. And anytime we can do education like this, everyone gets to lift together. So whether it's amazing esthetician focused skincare education, whether it's hair or nails, everyone gets to grow and learn together.
Yes, I love that. That's exciting.
So, okay, I know we are getting close to the time of doing our giveaway, but first I wanted to just kind of backtrack a little bit, because we went quite in depth on morning routines, and we started touching on evening routines. Specifically things like making sure that your double cleanse is in the evening. That's when you could do that product rotation if you wanted to, that sort of thing. But let's talk about some of those other things that might really make a difference in the evening that people might not be thinking of. So are there things that you have like as a go-to of, hey, you might not be thinking about this, but it's so important?
So one thing that's very important is maybe instead of thinking of something to add on or to do, one thing to definitely avoid is don't pick at your face. Don't. I know so many of us have been guilty of doing it, but just don't do that. Sometimes when you're stressed out throughout the day, you can get breakouts from stress, and going home and picking at them is never the answer. Other things to avoid is excessive peels. These are all things that, sound cool, and they, you see that maybe it's giving results to someone else, but remember, everybody is different. So don't overdo things like that. But really just taking your time in your nighttime routine. And the most important thing is coming up with a routine you can stick to. So start with something that seems realistic for you. Don't go overboard, because then sometimes when you do too much, then you just completely fall off, and your skin is not happy for it. And the important, really great tip is to always have a clean pillowcase. Very important. Sometimes you might notice that you're getting a little breakout. Yeah, you might get a little breakout, and you're not understanding why. You've been good with your skincare routine. You've been doing good, and you're like, why is this happening? It's probably because your pillowcase needs to be changed. It should be changed more often than your sheets. I personally change my pillowcase like every day. Like picky about that. If you just have a few pillowcases in there, then you can just go through them. On something that is collecting more sweat and maybe anything that you may have missed, and then you're sleeping onto that. So that's a very important factor that can really be a game changer with your skincare at night.
Absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. And I think it's just one of those things that, we all get into the habit about. And why would you change your pillowcases if you weren't ready to change your sheets yet? But here we go, guys. Y'all have it from the expert. It's important.
Mm-hmm. I have one other tip that would be great that's also very relaxing. So it's a nice way to unwind at the end of the day is if you use some sort of facial tool, whether it's a gua sha, whether it's manual lymphatic drainage, a massage that you do for yourself. There's so many different tools out there. You don't need a bunch of them. You just pick one that resonates with you and stick with it. I have a wand from Shani Darden that is amazing, and I just find that it just helps to relieve a lot of the stress. Just, you know what I mean? It just feels relaxing on the face. Your face is so focused throughout the day doing so much. Just to relax, that is just a nice, great way to unwind at the end of the night, and it's just great for your skin.
Yeah, love that. Okay, well, we are officially getting towards the end of our conversation. So what do you think? Do you want to do that giveaway question now?
Let's do it. Yeah.
So, okay. I've been taking notes. I don't know about everybody else, but I have. Do you have a particular question, or would you like me to ask them?
You can ask.
Okay,
I'm
brilliant.
curious to see what sticks. Yeah.
I know. So everyone, as a reminder, I am going to drop in the chat right now, post your answers here. And that's where you are going to want to post your answer. And the first person to post the correct answer is going to win a really awesome giveaway package, including a Goddess Elixir, a body butter, and a body scrub. And before we do the question, Mercedes, tell us a little bit about why these products are great and why they should be excited about them.
So these are, I would like to, the best way that I could describe it is it's like a multivitamin for your skin. That's the best way that I can describe these products. They're packed with so many nutrients. It's a lot of like old school stuff that like is not really as common now, like things like frankincense, helichrysum, there's blue tansy in there, just a lot of really essential oils that your skin needs. So when all else fails, if you have this in your skincare every day, your skin is going to look nice. I just use the face oil for many years before I started getting more into the skincare stuff, and it was a game changer for my skin. The body butter is so great, especially at this time of year as we, get into the colder months when we're washing our hands so much. We want to have nice soft hands. We want to be able to rehydrate. It smells fantastic. And it's all just natural, really good ingredients. And I make it with so much love. I literally put so much love into every single bottle. I promise your skin is you're going to love it. You're going to love it.
Brilliant. Excellent. Okay. So everyone, how this is going to work, the first person to post the correct answer in the chat will be our winner. You will receive an email from me to the email that you have used to sign up for this event, just asking for your contact information. So, your accurate mailing address is helpful. And then we will get this giveaway prize out to you. So the question that is going to determine the winner of today's event is, Mercedes talked us through some great skincare routine recommendations, both for morning and for evening. And there is one standout product that she mentioned multiple times and that I might even have misnamed once. So there's your clue. It is a toner. What is the type of toner that Mercedes recommended that people use, that you can use in the morning, in the evening, and even throughout the day? Oh, I see lots of people typing. Look at that. I believe we have our winner. What do you think, Mercedes? The answer that we just got from Ashley is grape water toner.
Congratulations. You got it right. Yes.
Very nice. Very fast. Fingers were clearly flying, ready to go. So yes, that grapeseed water toner, that is the recommendation. And yes, I see from Ashley. Ashley says, yay, so happy. It looks like Ashley is with Amethyst Glow Studio. So shout out Amethyst Glow Studio. So happy to have you here.
I love the name.
It is a very
love it. Yes.
So okay, thank you so much. I'm so excited. You have to tag us, make sure that you tag the Unicorn Goddess and Booksy Biz when you start using this, because I want to see your results. I'm very jealous over here, guys.
Yeah. I want to see.
We are very excited for that. Thank you so much, everyone, and congratulations. Okay, and Mercedes, as we're getting to the end, so I'm just gonna and Ashley says, just since you're slightly farther away, Ashley says she is a big fan of yours. So
Ashley, send me a message. I'll have to follow you back on Instagram. That's awesome. Love you.
Love it. Connections happening, learning happening. It's brilliant. So as we're getting towards the end of our event, just sort of a quick reminder for everyone, let's review what Mercedes said. So a quick and dirty, that morning routine that you said should last anywhere 5 to 10 minutes. It's not a crazy long morning routine. Take us through those bullet point basics of it again.
Yep. So you just want to make sure that you get a good cleanse, that you tone, moisturize, and protect with sunscreen. And you can always combine the moisturizer with the sunscreen. You can add in other things, but those main things are going to make sure that your skin is ready and protected for the day. Yeah.
Perfect. And then that recovery routine that you recommended for the evening, which is going to be somewhere around the 15 to 20 minute mark. And you said where you're going to give yourself about 30 seconds to a minute between steps. Take us through that
right,
routine.
Before applying. Yeah, so you want to double cleanse. You want to start off with an oil cleanser to make sure that you're removing all of the sunscreen, then debris and dirt. Then you're going to follow off with a gentle cleanser. something that's not going to leave you over dried and won't compromise your skin barrier. Then you always want to tone. Then after this is where you're going to want to go in with your active ingredient, whether that's lactic acid, retinol. I highly recommend Shani Darden's line of skincare. If that's something that you're wondering, that's a good at-home skincare line to use. Then you want to go in and make sure that you apply your eye cream. Again, she has an eye cream that I love. I use it every single day, morning and night. Then after that is when you're going to want to moisturize with that will be some water-based moisturizer, the face oil, and then would be great. But if you are going to do a mask for that night, then you're just going to want to do that before you start to tone. That would be the only difference. But the most important key is to just love yourself. Take that time. That's your time. That's your time. Nobody can take that away from you. That's your time to look at yourself in the mirror, fill yourself up with some love, look at yourself with some loving eyes. And it's always a chance to wash away and start fresh. So just do it with love, and that's all that matters.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. So y'all heard it here. That was from Mercedes Valencia herself, licensed esthetician, educator, Booksy ambassador, and Instagram phenom, the unicorn goddess. So thank you so much, Mercedes, for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. You've been great. Thank you for everybody that's logged on. I truly love to connect with others. It's been a long time since I've done something like this. So it feels really good to just get out here and just spread some love and some knowledge. And I can't wait to do it again.
Brilliant. We were thrilled to have you. And for everyone who is joining us here today live, thank you so much. You make what we do possible. For everyone who is watching this event after the fact on YouTube, thrilled to have you here as well. Make sure to leave us a like, a comment, let us know what you thought and what you'd like to hear from Booksy Education upcoming. And make sure that you check out that Booksy Education page where you can find our remaining webinars for the year, including some great hair education, some great partnership education with Keratin Complex, as well as an upcoming One Last Nails webinar in December. So thank you everyone for joining us. And don't forget, I'm going to be dropping in the chat the link once again for CE credit. So this is your post-webinar reminder for everyone who attended. You'll receive this in an email as well. But for everyone who is here from Florida or Illinois, don't forget to fill out our CE credit form to receive continuing education credit from our amazing partners at Illinois Beauty CEU for attending today's event. I'm Julia from Booksy. Thank you everyone for being here and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.